A lot of people really misunderstand these little trailers like the Wolf Pups. You'll often hear people say that they're absolutely the worst things to buy. Not the Wolf Pup in specific, but just these smaller trailers from Forest River and the rest of them. You know, the ones that cost less than $20,000. But what if I told you that these are actually great trailers, you're just not using it properly? And that's okay if you're not using it properly because it wasn't marketed and sold to you properly. Let's take a look at this Wolf Pup and talk about the good, better, best theory. Something that Harbor Freight Tools has thrived off of. If you go there, you can find 3 different kinds of drills, and they honestly label the boxes good, better, and best. Depends on what your needs are. Not everybody wants to full-time live in an RV. They just want to take it out on a couple weekends a year. And that's what a Wolf Pup is. It falls into the good category. Now, let's put that into Harbor Freight's perspective. If you go buy the cheapest Chicago electric drill and you use it every day on like a commercial job site and it fails in a year, well, when you go online complaining about it, well, you look kind of silly because they're going to tell you, well, you bought the $18 drill. It wasn't meant for full-time use. That same good, better, best theory that Harbor Freight uses applies to the RV industry. Again, they're just not as honest about it as they should be. Because a trailer like this falls under good. If you're going to use a trailer like this a couple times a year, take it on some weekend camping trips with the family, you're going to feel like you've got a much better value out of it. Now, if you bought this little Wolf Pup right here and you, your wife, and your newborn decide you want to do full-time living in here, well, you're going to have a pretty bad experience. But since it's not marketed that way, you don't understand that. Because let's face it, something like this, living in this thing full-time for 3 months is like the equivalent of using it on weekends here and there for 3 years. So you're adding wear and tear that this was not designed for. You're not using the trailer for its intended purpose. And that really goes for any one of these RVs. For instance, this Surveyor, in my opinion, would be in the better category. More frequent camping or maybe even full-time living. Buying something like this for $17,000, living in it for a full year, and then complaining that everything's wearing out too fast, it's not the trailer, it's just your expectations were not in the correct place. And again, that's okay. That's not on you. That's on the marketing tactics of both the manufacturer and the dealers. Now, the dealers that I work with would never tell you that that's for full-time living, but not everybody's the same. So if you're shopping for a new RV, do the research and understand what it is you're buying. Because I guarantee you, if you came in the game knowing this was only for a couple weekends, that's why it's its price, things would make more sense to you. Or at least you'd make a more educated purchase. But if you go ask the people who own these little Wolf Pups who use them a couple weekends out of the year, on the holidays, family camping trips, I bet you they'd tell you they love it. And before anybody says it, that's going to have problems. That's going to have problems. That's going to have problems. Brinkley, Alliance, Lux, Newmar. You want to name the luxury brand? I will tell you how many problems I found on those too. It's an RV and they're built by humans. But educate yourself and know what you're buying. And I guarantee you, your RV experience will be far better.